Okay, so talk to me about Project Eureka. How did the idea come to fruition?
Yeah, so I have lived in Eureka now for about 5 years, and it always has had a bit of a bad rap. People love to hate Eureka,
Yeah.
and I'm always kind of thinking of little things that I can do to help make the city a more lovable place. And most recently, I was driving through Oregon and Washington along the 101 through those states, and there are tons of these adorable little towns that have the 101 running through them. And I think that's one of the things we often point to as a reason why Eureka is not the cutest place, and at least along those sections. And so I was driving through and I just got so inspired because there's so many easy things that we can do to make that section of Eureka so much cuter. And for so many people, that's the only spot that they see. They see the 101, they see Broadway, and they never turn off. And my thought was if we can do a couple of these low hanging projects and get people to slow down and think, wow, this is a really cute town. I wonder what else is going on. Turn off the 101, explore, park and explore, we'll be so much better off as a city. And so that was kind of the inspiration behind starting this project.
I mean, it definitely sounds like a great idea, right? I mean, I always go back to thinking of like Eugene, Oregon or Sacramento where you have, trees lining the streets and you just get a great feeling like you just want to walk around and explore. And
Mm-hmm.
like you said, downtown kind of has a bad rap, especially for Eureka. And it would be interesting to see what you guys could do with that and see how you could kind of make it a little more attractive, especially where you're right on the water like that. I mean, it's a beautiful area
Mm-hmm.
if we could just put a little bit of work into it, for sure.
Yeah. And when you think about it, there's a lot of reasons why it's not a super welcoming area. There's 3 lanes of traffic cruising through there. It's hard to really make an area look quaint and lovely when there's roads like that. And there's a lot that we can't change,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But there is a lot that we can change. And so that's the hope.
So what is your guys' idea? What do you hope to do to kind of beautify it?
Yeah, so we've got a list of projects. The full list can be found on our website, but some of them are banners on the light poles. So that whole section has these really cute, ornate light poles that you've probably never noticed. And so we really want to play those up. So colorful banners and hanging baskets with flowers off those. And then we also want to work with the city, and the city is mainly leading this one, but beautifying those wayfinding kiosks, which you
Okay.
also may have never noticed, or perhaps you've noticed and wondered, what in the world are those? They look,
Yes.
they look like spaceships.
Yeah, I've been there.
And so the city is working on those primarily. But then we also want to do some lights in the trees along there, a lot of landscaping. So there's a lot of privately owned plots in front of different businesses. And then there are some city owned plots and some planters and all sorts of opportunities for really great landscaping that just need to be kicked up a notch. So we're excited to work on those too. And then we've got things like benches that need a little bit of love. And I'm already working with the city to replace some of the garbage cans throughout there that are a little bit, you know, used.
So is this just private citizens kind of rallying together? Are you guys an organization?
um, I mean, we're an organization in the loosest sense of the term.
Okay.
We're organized,
Yes.
but yeah, it's just citizens. It's myself and Alana Powell, who works with Humboldt Maid and the Visitor Center, and we are rallying a bunch of volunteers and working closely with the city. And yeah, it's just us hustling to get things done.
That's fantastic. And so how are you guys raising money? Is it all just crowdfunding at this point?
So we're starting off with crowdfunding because we really want we want people to feel ownership over this. We want them to be excited about it, and so we've started with a social media campaign and crowdfunding, and we've already raised over $5,000.
Oh
And
wow.
it
Oh, that's
we
awesome.
haven't yeah we haven't even broken a sweat yet, so it's not bad. And then in the new year, we're going to start reaching out to the businesses that are located along this section because it's primarily, it is entirely commercial. And they'll have a vested interest in it. And we already have a handful of business sponsors as well, with in-kind and cash sponsorship. And so doing a little bit of that, maybe apply for some grants and kind of play it by ear as we go forward.
Yeah, I mean that's fantastic. I think encouraging the public to put a little skin in the game, I guess, for lack of a better word, really motivates everyone to, participate, and then you get a benefit from the aftermath of that for sure.
Yeah, and the city does a lot of beautification projects, but they don't often kind of scream it from the rooftops. And I think
Mm,
people often don't notice. And so that's another component of this, is just really shining a light on things that are already happening in the city, either the city or other organizations, because there are a lot of organizations that do beautification. And we want to kind of get everyone moving in the same direction, and then also help the public understand that these things are always going on, and we shouldn't be so down on Eureka all the time.